need to friend zone and sister zone more women, which means you need to create a platonic acquaintance-based relationship. This does not mean friendship. I need to make this very clear. This does not mean friendship. You cannot be friends with women, which means there is no daily communication. This is one of those scenarios where maybe once a year, this woman can hit you up and be like, hey brother, by the way, I was thinking about this problem in my life, and I knew that you were the person I could come to because you know the answers to this question. This is the type of relationship where you can go to this person and be like, hey, your father, by the way, he's in the car business. Do you think I can get into the car business? Yes, you're an absolutely respectful man. You've only treated me well. You've always been good with your boundaries. Of course I can connect you to my father. And she wouldn't feel embarrassed doing that. She would not feel embarrassed connecting you to her brother or her uncles or her cousins or her other friends, because she knows you're a respectful man. This means that you are not in constant communication, because friendships with a woman can lead to feelings. This is not one of those scenarios. You are not going to be put in a scenario where you're going to catch feelings for a woman. Now, there's going to be a second part to this video very shortly where I'm going to say that women will find you more attractive for this, and this is a fact. They will. However, that is just a fact. They will find you more attractive. Any person that you can detach from will find you more attractive, and they will gravitate towards you. But this is just law. All right? Friends who you are not super needy with, people who you're not super needy with, your job, your boss who you're not super needy with, they will value you more. Okay? And they will look at you as more respectful. When you're laid back, you're calm, you're relaxed. Okay? So this is what I mean when a woman will find you more attractive when you do this. Because there are not a lot of men in this world who are capable of this. And this is my second point. This is for a very special type of man. If you have the absolute nafs control, the power, the spiritual discipline to maintain strong boundaries with a woman in a platonic acquaintance-based relationship, then you have won. If you have it. But a lot of men won't. So if you're watching this video, you have to ask yourself, do you even have this? Because if you don't have this, don't even bother. Don't even bother speaking to a woman who's not permissible to you, who is not mahram to you, which means that she is not your sister, your actual sister. She is not your aunt. She is not your mother. She is not your daughter. Or she is not your wife. Or not to be platonic acquaintances with another man's wife. Your job is to be brothers with her husband, friends with her husband, and if he somehow, some way is okay with the platonic acquaintance, or he is actually okay with his wife interacting with you in front of him, or he trusts you enough to know that you would never cross a line, then that platonic acquaintance can be maintained. But this depends on the husband. So if he is not okay with it, or you feel that energy, even if he says it like, yeah, I'm okay with it, but you can tell he's not okay with it, do not do it. And tell him, you know what, brother, I respect you. I just want to be friends with you. Don't worry about it. Because you can gain access to her connections, access to her resources, access to her through him. You don't have to speak to her. Hey, brother, by the way, your wife, her uncle is in the car business, right? You think I could connect to him? And the reason why I use that example is because this has happened to me. I have gotten into the car market, the business of cars, exotic cars, through a woman, through her uncle. And because I am a respectful man, I know how to maintain boundaries. Okay? So you can have that through her husband. You don't even need to communicate with her at that point. So that's another piece of context. Now, another Islamic piece of context to this is the Prophet ﷺ got approached by women. He maintained respectful boundaries and advised them. Umar radiallahu anha got approached by women. He maintained a respectful boundary with them so that he can give them advice, so that he can lead them accordingly. He was the leader of the ummah. Now, there are many men who are in a position where women come to them for advice, for counseling. There are sheikhs, there are scholars, there are people like myself. I get over 100 DMs every single day. Maybe 60, 70 of them are women asking for advice about their relationships, about their careers, about their life, about money, about business, about their husbands, about their kids. And I answer them respectfully, and I maintain that platonic acquaintance relationship. This is the truth. It depends on the man. If the man has the capability of being respectful, then this can work. Okay? If the man does not have the capability to make this respectful, then avoid it. If you are lustful, if you desire every woman, if you haven't mastered your lust, your nafs, the fact that you may need female companionship or validation, then you need to do that first. Because that is the only reason why I can actually do this and not indulge in any haram activity. There's a reason why a lot of strong men can do this and not indulge in any haram activity. To me, it doesn't matter if you're a woman. I don't care that you're the opposite gender. I don't have to feel attracted to you. I look at you as a person. I look at you as a person. I look at you as an equal. You're just the opposite gender. I don't have to sexualize you. I don't have to romanticize you. You're just a person, and we can maintain a platonic acquaintance. You are not becoming friends with women here. Okay, I'm making this very clear. You are not becoming friends. Being alone with a woman privately is a recipe for disaster. The third one is shaitan in that scenario. So do not do that. And it's also really good if you can maintain this platonic acquaintance in a public space where everybody else can see it as well. However, if it's private, then just make sure you as a man have boundaries. We're going to go to the rest of the video where I'm going to explain this in even more detail, and that should be the YouTube video. Please be sure to subscribe. You gotta friend zone more women. You gotta sister zone more women. Set a boundary for a absolute platonic acquaintance-based relationship with a woman. I didn't say friendship. I said acquaintance. Not actively speaking to these women every single day. It's not a relationship. This is not one of your fruity best friends, sisters. Men, do not be the fruity best friend. You are just the calm, grounded man that she knows does not want to get with her, that is not pursuing her. She is not friend zoning you, by the way, because when a woman friend zones a man, in most cases, it's going to be, oh, this guy wants to get with me, so I have to set my boundary. You've already set your boundary. You called her sister to her face. She will notice this, and one, you'll become more attractive to her and other women because they know that you're not desperate, because women can sniff out the desperation, the lust, the desire. So you'll be more attractive, because you'll be more in your own energy, but they'll also introduce you to the strong men in their life, like their uncles, brothers, cousins, fathers, and that will allow you to expand your network. There are so many women who I have sister zone, friend zone, they're acquaintances. I don't speak to them on a daily basis, but I have tapped into different business markets because of these women that I know. Into the car game, the finance game, just through women. And these women are platonic acquaintances. I call them sister. That's what you gotta do. These women can help you find your future wife if you are not married. These women can be the friends of your wife if you are married. That is how platonic I'm speaking. That is how much unattraction and lack of desire you should have towards these women. And it will only make you more attractive as a man. The worst thing you could do is constantly pursue every single woman that you meet, constantly try to have a relationship with every single woman that you meet, constantly need female validation and have some sort of friendship with women. You're building some sort of roster, you're filling some sort of void, which means that you're weak. The only woman that you should have a relationship is the women who are mahram to you. Okay, all the other ones are just platonic acquaintances. People that know you and that know you're a respectful man, that you're grounded in your own energy. It can be a mutual beneficial relationship if they need something from you and you can connect them as well. There are so many women that I've introduced to different business avenues or connections just because we have that platonic acquaintance relationship. I've set that boundary. I call them sister. They know they can never get with me. If you try to get with every woman or pursue every woman or look at every woman like this could potentially be my wife, so let me just talk to her in this way, you're just pushing them away. You're showing so much desire and she's gonna friend zone you. She'd be like, this guy's a little icky. He's just always up in my grill. And you will get exiled from her friend groups, from her connections if you break her heart. If you play this woman, she's going to exile you because women warn other women about these men. Like, oh, no, that guy's a player. That guy spoke to me and then ghosted me. That guy broke my heart. That guy's a cheater. 100% women will find you more attractive when you do not desire them. 100% women will find you more attractive when you're not giving them so much attention as all of these other men are giving them in their DMs or to their face at school or at work. You don't have to do any of that. You don't have to give her attention. You focus on your own energy. Look at her as a platonic acquaintance. Call her sister. Help her out a little bit if she needs something. Guide her towards some sort of solution. But she's going to actually connect you to so many people. She's going to be able to give you different perspectives in life as a platonic acquaintance. It's very true. You're just going to appear so much more attractive as a man. She's going to be honored and she's going to vouch for you when it comes to helping you get married or introducing you to somebody, because she's going to be like, wow, this guy's so grounded. Not a single lustful desire. He's never tried to pursue me and he calls me sister. I can introduce him to people and know that I won't get embarrassed. I know that I won't get judged because I'm not introducing anybody to my boyfriend, just a man, a brother. This is how it works. This is how marketplaces work. This is how connection building works. This is how networks work. Don't build a platonic acquaintance-based relationship with other man's wives unless they are very well aware and okay with the fact and they trust you as a man and they know your character that you would never. I have friends, really close brothers of mine, who I'm friends with their wives, but they know my character.